I'm probably going to get a hell of a lot of negative comments and hatred for what I'm about to say here. Nevertheless, if the goal of this platform and yours truly is to provide honest advice on what goes on in the life of a rideshare driver, so be it. What up, folks? Once again, it is your boy Tim with another ride sharing video. Comedian Rickey Smiley is in the news. Syndicated radio host. He's done some of the Friday movies, so he's also an actor, and he has a significant history of stand-up comedy. Yours truly, I am a fan. I've seen him live. Rickey Smiley is in the news because he posted on social media what appeared to be an Uber vehicle refusing to serve him based on his own analysis, strictly because he was a black man. The driver was white. Now, we're going to talk about this. I believe this event took place in the state of Florida. I don't know which city. I tried to look it up. For any of you that may know what exact town it happened in, feel free to state it in the comments. But this well-known comedian, particularly in the black community, he's certainly has been around for quite a while, faced discrimination according to his own analysis. So you see my video is titled Discrimination, So What? And I'm going to tell you why. I've done video after video of rideshare drivers being carjacked, beaten. Some have been raped up to and including loss of life. And I advise drivers all the time, my veteran drivers can tell you, I advise folks to discriminate. If you feel like your life is in danger and discriminating makes you feel like you are more likely to return home to your family, by all means do that shit. Make no mistake about it, in the news, it is nothing but people that look like me. Carjacking, taking people's vehicles, pistol whipping folks. I've done video after video of this. 71-year-old guy being found in a ditch. This woman right here pleading that her children, she had young children at home, she is now dead. You got folks getting carjacked all over the damn place. 39 carjackings in like a month in the city of Baltimore. Who the hell do you think is doing all of this stuff? Now, I sympathize with the comedian. I would not want to be waiting for a ride and have a driver not want to let me in simply by the color of my skin as well. However, a hell of a lot could be done to address what the hell is going on. If this was happening and the races were reversed, where there were a host of African-American drivers and the culprits were particularly white people, it would be all over the news. It would be all over the news if white guys were carjacking drivers, robbing and raping them all over the country. Because this is happening in just about every major market. Done a story just yesterday of drivers in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where they were basically running a ring where they were carjacking us drivers as a damn hobby. Finally, the feds got them. They got a host of charges because they were literally luring us all over the place to take our cars, take our phones, take our money, and leave us hanging somewhere. And they were pistol whipping drivers as well. New Orleans is another city where a hell of a lot of rideshare drivers are getting jacked for their cars and some are losing their lives. Chicago, I've done stories of Detroit where drivers are actually having their passengers assassinated in the vehicle in the course of a damn trip. 50 shots fired into an Uber Escalade in Atlanta just to kill one woman. This is happening everywhere. And every single damn time you see who did it, somebody that looks like me. I don't want folks that look like me to get discriminated against. Damn it, I need a ride sometimes. However, what are we supposed to expect drivers to do? And Uber follows up with this statement. Uber responded to Rickey Smiley's post. Hi, Rickey, we have a zero tolerance policy towards discrimination, and this is not okay. We're investigating this right now, wrote a representative on Saturday, July 1st. So this just happened very recently. Now, in regards to Uber stating that they have a zero policy towards discrimination, you know what happens for drivers if they're carjacked, if they are robbed or go through some type of mental issue where somebody is beating the hell out of them with a pistol? Uber and Lyft does nothing for us drivers. If our cars get shot up, Like in the case of Chicago, where a passenger was assassinated in the backseat of a vehicle. Uber and Lyft do not pay for the bullet holes in our vehicle. If the driver loses his life, they won't even so much as send a card or flowers to the funeral of the deceased. So when they tell us they have a zero tolerance policy towards discrimination, they also are basically saying, put your life at risk at your own risk. Because if something happens to you, we're not going to do a damn thing for you or your family and your loved ones that you leave on. That is all up to the driver. We got drivers that are literally cleaning bodily fluids and brain matter out of their vehicles because the passengers were shot and assassinated while they were driving them somewhere. You think Uber does anything for the drivers at all? But then you tell the driver, not only do I not want you to discriminate or avoid disadvantaged areas, which is what they're calling it, essentially meaning urban high crime areas. We don't want you to discriminate against anybody. We don't want you to avoid disadvantaged high crime areas. But at the same time, when you show up, make sure you are unarmed. What kind of shit is that? That is why you have folks like this discriminating. Nothing but respect for Ricky Smiley, but I am not going to fault this driver for doing what he thought was safe to come home to his own family. Two African-American gentlemen are standing there around the car, hovering around it, photoing the guy. I understand why he drove off. Now, I will say this as a sub note. Uber and Lyft could do a hell of a lot to prevent this stuff from happening, such as requiring all passengers use a government-issued ID photo in their real damn name. We got passengers we're picking up constantly, named Slick, Boo Boo, King T, all of this crap, where they're not even using their real names, and we're expected not to discriminate. They can go to hell with that. So that's the first thing, require them to use their real names. Someone like Ricky Smiley or a verified Uber or Lyft passenger that takes hundreds of rides, put a blue ring or something around their profile picture. Say that they are some kind of trusted passenger or something like that to make us passengers maybe feel more comfortable. Quit lying about things, hiding things, telling us people are top tippers that don't tip at all. What has happened is the drivers, we don't trust anything coming from Uber or Lyft. They have a history of lying to the drivers and making it clear if something happens to you, the last people that will ever go to bat for you or defend your cause is us. We know as drivers we cannot depend on Uber or Lyft to do a damn thing if something happens to us, up to and including passengers making false accusations and things like that against the drivers. They don't do anything for us. So that is why you have folks discriminating and doing whatever the hell they can do to protect themselves, because at the end of the day, the companies don't do shit for us. So I do want to point that out. Like I said, nothing but respect for Ricky Smiley. But right now, July 2023, I totally understand any driver, white, black, or indifferent, that decides to discriminate, particularly against those who are constantly in the news that are killing us as drivers. We're dying out here, damn it. And the fact that this company wants us to pick up any and everybody, regardless if they're using their real names while unarmed, they can go to hell with that. It's your boy Tim. Subscribe to the damn channel. Click the like button. See you in the next video. Stay safe.